What would happen if you got 9 hours of sleep for 7 days in a row? Let's talk about that. So I've been doing a lot of videos on sleep for quite some time, and then it dawned on me, I only get about 6.5 hours of sleep. So I wanted to do an experiment with myself. So I started to get 9 hours of sleep. But first let's talk about what happens when you get not enough sleep, poor sleep. And I'm not just talking about not enough hours of sleep, I'm talking about the quality of sleep as well. Well, if you get poor sleep, your immune system is going to be affected. You're going to be more susceptible to getting sick, okay, even infections. Your risks for heart attacks and stroke are going to go up. You're going to have altered blood sugars where you're going to be more hungry and you're going to crave things because when you don't get enough sleep, that spikes cortisol and that alters your blood sugars. And if you're already a diabetic, it's going to make things worse. It's going to affect your cognitive function in focus, concentration, and memory. It's definitely going to affect your mood. You're going to feel more irritable. It can also increase your stress level. Your tolerance for certain people is going to be lower. And you're going to gain more weight because most of the fat burning is at night. And growth hormone is mainly activated at night, and growth hormone is the main fat burning hormone. All right, so let me just talk about what's happening with me with this 9 hours of sleep. And it's quite incredible. I love it. And I'm going to continue this because normally my neck is very stiff. I have a lot of arthritis in my neck from old injuries. Now it's completely loosened up. I don't hear any more grinding. I don't have any more inflammation in my neck. I have more flexibility. Very interesting. The next thing I want to talk about is my mood. It's definitely higher, for sure. I have more tolerance to stress. I'm just more up, which is another interesting point. The next point is I have way more focus and more concentration. When I don't get enough sleep and I'm doing these videos, I'm doing a lot more editing, okay? Now, I do a lot less editing because I'm just right there. I'm just sharper. Very distinct difference in my cognitive function. Next thing is I'm not hungry hardly at all. I notice when I don't get enough sleep, I'm more hungry during the day because my blood sugars are affected. The next thing I want to mention is my endurance with exercise. Walking up a hill, when I don't get enough sleep, I definitely don't have the endurance. Now, I seem to have an unlimited amount of endurance. I don't get tired. And the last point is I'm getting much, much better recovery from my workouts. So I just don't have that soreness. I bounce back faster. And I feel that there's just much better recovery going on in my body. Now, here's the thing. For years, I've been getting up at like 4:30. And so I'd be getting about 6 hours, and I would usually take a nap. But at the very most, I would get about 6.5 hours. And of course, for years, I got so much more done than the average person because if you're up at 4:30 and you're doing all this research and doing videos, that's a lot of extra time compared to the average person. Now that I'm sleeping longer, I like the way that I feel compared to the 6.5 hours. The problem is it's very difficult for me to sleep past 6.5 hours. So I've been training my body to get more sleep, and I'm going to tell you kind of what I've been doing. So first of all, I'm in bed by 9:30, okay? I'll take my friendly bacteria probiotic. I'll take 1 capful of this, okay? And it helps me sleep, okay? And I will take 1 magnesium lactate. Okay, this is standard process. You can use other types of magnesium. And I'll take 3 of my sleep aid. Okay, that combination seems to really help me because when I wasn't taking those, I would wake up at 2, 3, maybe 4, and I just had a hard time getting back to bed. So this combination seems to be helping because now this puts me out real fast. I'll wake up at 2:30, maybe 3:30, and then I'll lay there for about 15 minutes, and I can go right back to bed. Now, at first, what was happening, the first half of my sleep was pretty good, but the last 50% of my sleep, I would have to kind of go into a REM sleep, okay, which is a superficial sleep, very similar to feeling awake, and then kind of pop out of it, and then lay there for a while, go back into a REM sleep for a little bit, pop back out, and then go back one more time. So I was going through this cycle of 3 times, waking up, going back, waking up, going back, waking up. So the combination of nutrition is helping to the point where I just get up once and I can go back to bed. And I'm finding the more I do this, the easier it is because I'm training my body to stay in bed till I actually achieve like 9 hours of sleep. Now, the other thing that I found is I have to exercise 1 hour a day, because if I don't, I have so much energy, my body is just not tired. So I have to physically do a lot to get my body tired. So I'll do a combination of compound resistant type exercise, and I will also do some high intensity interval training mixed in with that every single day. So anyway, I wanted to share this whole sleep thing because I'm really digging this extra sleep, and I never really actually would realize this until I actually went through it, because now I have something to compare it to, and I feel much better with more sleep, and so I'm going to stick with it.